I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from Shiny Pretty Gothic, book 3 in the Do the Wrong Thing series. Previously, in Shiny Pretty Gothic, Ava began a relationship with an attractive, though unfashionable musician slash stoner, whose dad is the dean of a prestigious private school. This is a continuation of a chapter called The Supply Closet, chapter 12. I don't like Edward's new friend. I don't like his stringy hair, Fu Manchu mustache, leather vest, nor his sullen pit bulls. I don't like that he doesn't smile and look steadily at me but makes no overture to conversation. I don't like how Edward has removed my things from my table and moved the table away from my bed. I don't like how he's taken the chairs from Michelle's in my kitchen and placed them around my table. I don't like how he, Rick, and this Fu Manchu guy sit around that table, smoking pot and drinking coffee, nor how they murmur and when Michelle or I enter my side of the loft, stop talking altogether. I don't like how high they all are. Michelle and I are going to see The Last Temptation of Christ at the Release Film Festival. I loved the book. In it, Jesus was an unwilling Messiah who rejected his calling right up until the end when he was dying on the cross. The Vatican banned the book, and the Greek Orthodox Church tried to have not only it, but all of the author's books banned. The film is banned in Greece, Turkey, and a bunch of South American countries. There will be protests when we get to the theater, which makes it exciting. Michelle and I are about to walk out the door when Rick calls out, "Hold on a minute." "Give me your hand," he says, smiling at me. I do, tentatively. "That's half a hit, but it's really good," he says as he presses a tiny piece of paper into my palm. I look at Michelle. Rick gives her the other half. "Cool," she says. She looks at me and pops her half into her mouth. I grin, shrug, and do the same. Outside the cinema, the protest is underwhelming. A small group of people, mainly older, stand across the street with a few signs. "Blasphemers!" one of them shouts as we go inside, and Michelle and I giggle. We grab what seem to be the last two available seats beside each other. As we settle in, I'm excited and warm, like I'm among friends. I wonder if this is the acid or because we're all in here together, intellectuals, artists, and in the know cultural types, while outside, people like my mom protest. I turn to Michelle, who's intent on the opening credits. I look around at the faces illuminated in the flickering greens and yellows. Turning back to the screen, a man lies under desert trees staring up at the sky. Now the acid kicks in. Whoosh! I stifle a laugh, grab my armrests, and hold on as Jesus begins to dream. To another family dinner, this time at his sister's in the suburbs. I meet Theo's wife and new baby. She has the child strapped to her front in some kind of harness facing outwards. It looks like an X with its arms and legs sticking out diagonally, and all I can see for the visit is this baby X. It's superimposed on Theo as he gabs excitedly to his dad. It X's out Edward's dad's chest as he sits back in his chair, all smug, arms folded across his body. It's plastered across the top of Edward's mom's curls as she stares into her lap, a second white floral dress fluttering in the breeze from an open window. Baby X, baby X, baby X, I think, and try not to laugh. "I'm not sure the new tariffs are in our best interest," Theo is saying. "Sure, they'll protect our market, but we need to attract more companies who'll need the infrastructure that Bell builds." "Tariffs are always a problem," Edward's father responds. "I hope I can convince Bombardier to open a new plant. Did I tell you they offered me a job? I turned it down, of course, but that makes 5 offers in as many months." Theo's wife is in the bedroom with baby X, trying to get it to sleep. The table is silent when Theo stops talking. Edward's father is big. Did I mention that? A big, imposing man. As I'm cutting my roast beef, again, wondering if in the proper British manner, Edward reaches over and lifts the bra strap that has fallen down my shoulder, tucking it carefully beneath the material of my sleeveless blouse. He smiles at me as if I'm a child. I stare down at my plate, mortified with an embarrassment that slowly dissolves into fury. I don't care about fallen bra straps. Edward and his family are forcing me to care, judging me on my appearance, and Edward hiding my bra strap? He's never cared about stuff like that. It doesn't occur to me that I can leave. I don't know where we are or if buses come here. They must. I simmer. cook my own brain, making the stew you see here now. Later, back at my place, I tell Edward about Baby X. He doesn't think it's funny. After losing his under-the-table construction job, Edward gets an apartment with Adam, a tall, thin, homely boy who, like Edward, plays guitar. Adam is dirtier than Edward, though, and his clothes rattier. He has a permanent slouch. Like Edward and me, he's on welfare. Unlike Edward and me, he busks at the Cleveland Street Exchange, the last stop on the metro going south. It's an unusual choice of station to play at, and we only know he goes there because Daryl, who lives at Auden's Malhot apartment, saw him. He played with only 3 strings, strumming the same 3 chords over and over again, Daryl had laughed. Shocked, I had looked at Edward, but he looked away. On Malhot Street, we go round to the back of a building, up some stairs, and walk across a long, narrow porch that runs past a series of identical white, half-windowed doors, trimmed in cornflower blue. Each door has an oblong window made up of 8 small window panes, also trimmed in blue, to its left. Below us, a parking lot services this building and the series of small businesses that face onto Malhot. The tourist bars, restaurants, and fancy boutiques start a block up, though, while the businesses here, aside from one cafe, are head, pizza, and donair shops. I wonder about all the windows. These apartments don't seem secure. Oh, the door to the apartment we stop at is wide open anyway. Hello, Neil calls outside. I smell marijuana and incense, hear a strumming guitar and voices, but no reply. Right inside the door, 2 massive white, thick weave bags hold fat, dusty carrots in one and small, dirty potatoes in the other. A long, old-fashioned sink sits in front of the oblong window. Beside it, a short counter wraps around the corner under and over tall white cupboards. A mismatched stove and fridge float against the remaining yellowed wall. On the floor, peeking out from dust and grime, maps of gold veins against dark, blue-green tiles. These tiles are smashed and breaking off around the edges. We pass into a hallway, walls and ceiling covered in the same Indian cotton-style sheets Rick used in the warehouse to separate my bedroom for the parties. The smell of marijuana, incense, and now sweat. The living room, too, is shrouded with Indian cotton sheets. Who lives here? I whispered to Neil. He smiles slowly. Who knows? He laughs in a detached way, as if he's thinking about something he's not saying. Auden and Luke, he adds. He points to a skinny, lank-haired Quebecois guy who nods a greeting. But they don't care who sleeps here. Find a space on the floor. Neil laughs again. Join a circle of people I've never met, except for Auden, around a guitar player who plucks and strums Smoke on the Water, Purple Haze, and other 60s classics. We open our beers. Don't talk. The guitar has passed to a new guy. He plays Blowing in the Wind, but instead of words, he sings phonetic approximations in a heavy Quebecois accent. When he stops and addresses the circle, his French is so fast and slang-filled, I have no idea what he's saying. It doesn't even sound like French. Joints go round, so many I start waving them past. After a while, Neil suggests we go to the cafe across the street where I sit on a low wooden bench with my back straight up against a wall. The place is mostly empty, though newspapers litter tables and chairs are haphazardly around as if a crowd had recently cleared out. My hair is slicked back in a severe ponytail. I'm wearing a navy office girl sweater and that wrong-hued red lipstick that turns my lips into a character detached from my face. Edward, beside me, fits in with the drifter, stoner hippies who have joined us, but he addresses and focuses on me. He keeps looking at my mouth. I order red wine. I don't know why the wine matters, but it does.